Hey there, welcome to day 104 of playing chess every day until I reach 1500 Elo. Currently we're at 1256 after a win in our last game. And let's go ahead and jump into a new 15-minute rapid game here. See what we get up against. Against an 1185. Okay, last time I aborted because it was a slightly lower rated player. I'm going to do the same again. I want to face slightly higher rated players if possible. I won't abort twice in a row though, because I think it doesn't like when you abort. Okay, 1256, so he's the exact same rating. And he aborted. Okay, we'll find another one. If it will give me one. There we go, 1247. Get the Carl Khan. Exchange variation, I think. No. We get the advance. I think I'm gonna put the bishop here. So normally the bishop goes here to f5, but I think I'm gonna put it on g4 to pin because he brought the knight out already. And we might trade that off because our goal is gonna be to attack d4. Yeah, let's just go ahead and trade it right away. And then he'll play that. Either that or I go back and then, yeah, let's just trade it. Okay, let's see if he plays here. That would be probably what I would expect. Yeah, there we go. And now the queen's position, is that going to change anything? I don't think so. Let's go ahead and play c5 here. Then we bring our knight out. Okay, he gets castled real quick. And what do I want to do here? Queen here, attack the bishop. Knight might come out, but we're triple attacking. We're already double attacking this, but it's pinned, so it doesn't actually, we're not really double attacking it. If I go here, we might get him to either take or go back. If he does go back, that's good. If he takes, that's still probably fine. So do I go here first? Immediately attack these things. Then he might go here to guard. Then he does continue to cut off this. So then if I go here, maybe he trades. Then I still have two attackers on the pawn. But he could... I might be able to win it. Yeah, I can't decide if I want to go queen b6 or a6. Okay, let's try queen b6 first. I don't know if I prefer... Okay, he just goes ahead and trades. And I think, in that case, I think I'll take with the pawn and we'll continue attacking this pawn twice. As well as maybe having a little pressure here. If his bishop were to move, we could probably just take. Okay, he takes there, and then we get a nice battery here. Get good development for the bishop. Alright, he is threatening to go here, so I might want to address that. But we have good control of the center now, which I like. What do I want to do here? Could go here. We still pressure that. We prevent him from playing this. I could go here as well. Then we're threatening the pawn. And if the knight moves, we're double attacking this. What would he play in response? He could attack it with the queen or something, but it's still guarded. If the knight still goes here, then the queen can't... No, the queen can still guard. I can go here. Okay, I'm going to try this. And then I want to try to get my knight out and get castled. Okay, I think we're just going to trade. Yeah, I thought he might just go for that. Actually, I am able to take here. Then if he takes... Yeah, I can't take the knight, but I could take another pawn, right? But it doesn't matter because I'm losing the bishop. So let's take first, and then probably could take after he takes back. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize he could actually do that. So he's immediately threatening, almost threatening mate, double attacking that pawn. So I need to drop my queen back to guard. Probably drop it back here, pressure this pawn, and then try to prepare the knight to come out. Or I drop it here. Which pawn do I want to pressure? This one can be pushed forward, so I think this one's probably a better target. Okay, so let's go here. Yeah, I think I expected him to take with the queen. So I guess he was going for like a little bit of a trick there and maybe hoping that I would just take, but I think as long as we can keep this defended, he's going to end up with these bad pawns. I mean, he has the file open. What's he going for here? He can't come in here, so he's coming to here. Is that an issue? All right, let me just get developed. Oh wait, actually I can't develop the knight here, so I have to go knight here. That's probably okay. If he kicks it, is that okay? Could also just castle this way, but that seems kind of sketchy. Make sure I'm still guarding that. Okay, yeah, I think knight just here for now. If he kicks the knight here, I don't really know where to put it. And I also can't block off my defense there, so here. And we're still guarding. If he goes like that, he's one move from kicking it. But at least I'd have time to castle first. Maybe. Can't take here yet. Yeah, I need to get out of this kind of tricky spot that I'm in here. Really would like to be able to take here. That would be nice. Here. Okay, I think I'm just going to go here to start. Because I don't know what else to do. I think I kind of need to go here. Then we at least have another defender, so I guess I'm threatening to take the pawn here. Because then we have the knight and the king guarding. Okay. I think I can take the pawn, right? I'm not sure what this does. It's looking at the center of my pawns, but it's all guarded, so... I mean, it gets it a little more active, but it's not at the moment. I don't see any threats from it. So yeah, I think I'm just going to take this pawn and then see if I could trade down material. That would be good. I'll be threatening that pawn, but the knight guards it. Right here. I don't know. I think I can take the pawn. Or do I castle first? Castle. Then the rook guards as well, which is a little bit better. Okay, I think it's fine to just take first. And then figure out the castling right after. And I also could actually go here to try to trade now. Because I have the knight guarding the square and the pawn. This trading the queen would be good. Yeah, maybe I will go for that. So I'd be a little bit concerned about this move, just because it prevents me from trading the queen and it's threatening to kick the knight. I'm not sure what I would do if he played that. Maybe what I would do is push the pawn here so that there's no more threat. Okay, the knight comes in. If I castle, is that a fork there? Probably is, because, yeah, it'll be a fork on the rook and the queen. Aside from that, I don't think it's a threat. I think it's just if I castle, there's an issue. But I'm just going to go here first and try to trade. And I don't think there's any other threat. Wait, if I go here, okay, he can't like take here. He can't check or anything over here. If he goes there, I take. If he goes back, then I have to figure out what to do. No, he can take there. If I could attack the knight, that would be nice, but he would just take back and it would be guarded. Can't castle because the knight. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go here and try to trade. But I think he'll go back, and then I'm not totally sure what I'll do. Also, now if he tries to push this pawn, no, I can't take it because he still has 2 guards. Okay, it goes over to that side. I think I'll try to trade again, and then I'll also have another defender, or like the queen will be closer to defend here, and then maybe this knight can get itself back to a more active square. Yeah, let's go back to defend. If he does take, we'll just take with the H pawn there. Oh, I did not see that. So I think I need to go here. Then he can take with check. That might have messed me up. And I can't castle. That's unfortunate. Try to go here. No, that doesn't guard this. I don't know what I can play that guards both. I don't think I can. So I think I need to go here to just guard the mate. Yeah, that's going to be bad actually. Okay, so I should have castled earlier. Yep. Sometimes I try to not castle early enough, and I think there's a good reason to, but then I normally end up regretting it. Although it was a little scary to castle into, the queen and the rook lined up. So I guess I was kind of avoiding it as well for that reason. But yeah, I don't think I can guard both the pawn and the. It's not quite a mate, but like it would be a mate probably very quickly. I think. I don't think I can allow that check. This check. We also have here. No, but then I just take the queen. Here, here, here. Check, and down. Yeah, it looks ugly either way. I'm not sure what's going to end up happening. exactly. Yeah. So I could I could go. No, that doesn't seem good. I think I need to go here. No, but then if I go there, he can just take actually. So I think I do need to go over here. He doesn't have that check. Now my position's going to be really bad. And I'm not even going to have the pawn that I won earlier. Here. Is this better to just connect the rooks? Still guarding that. He has this check. Block. Okay, I think going over is probably better. But these are the positions that I'm worst at, so probably going to miss something. Oh wait, if I go over, he is able to just check with the knight. Then I go over again, I guess. Oh, okay, yeah, I shouldn't have let myself get in this position. This is pretty bad. I always miss when the queen can infiltrate on these diagonals like that. It's something I miss all the time. Okay, he's double attacking here, but I still have my multiple defenders. He might just get that pawn. I think gonna need to. I could defend with the queen and then try to bring the queen back. This also threatens to take there with check and then maybe take the knight. So I think I'll just guard with the queen. Either that or I just go over to here. Then he takes. Then I don't have the check or anything. I thought I was going to be able to quickly get my knight over to here, but it's just been stuck on the corner. So this. Oh wait, no, I can't do this. Oh no, I can't because the knight still guards. We still have two defenders. Okay, I'm going to guard it like that. Might be more risky, but I feel like if I don't try something more risky, then I'm definitely going to lose. Oh, yeah. Yep, I was completely oblivious to that, so I think I probably need to resign after that one. Can't take their. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and resign. This position is terrible. I need to check this in the game review and figure out. I mean, I think I just should have castled earlier. I think that's all it came down to, and I missed when he could infiltrate. Okay, he had really good accuracy, 87.4, and I had one blunder. Let me just jump to the blunder real quick, and then I'm gonna go back. So this was my blunder, just trying to trade. I was winning minus 1.21 advantage before this. I'm surprised that just trying to trade was the blunder. I thought it was going to come right after that. You permitted the opponent to win a queen through a discovered attack. Yeah, I didn't even think he would go to that square, and I didn't recognize the threat of the infiltration once he goes to that square. So that was really my main issue. So yeah, that's the thing is even when I don't see these specific threats, I should just play the safer move, which I have been doing more lately, but in this case I didn't. Play the safer move just with the knowledge that I will miss important stuff. Just play the more principled move because then you save yourself from the things that you're going to miss. Because that was pretty significant. And then it actually just wants me to take the pawn there. I guess we're threatening the knight as well. But yeah, this infiltration tends to get me a lot when that kind of position happens. Yeah, and he just slides in. I didn't even realize that that was going to happen there. And at this point, it's already plus 4.5. So like the game's already over, essentially. That was a mistake. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know, I didn't feel great about this move. I didn't realize that he was able to just take here. I wasn't paying any attention to that actually, but I felt like I just had to try something a little bit more aggressive, like maybe trying to take here, but not realizing that he was able to just take this pawn with the fork here. Um, but I think really the position was already lost. Like the main issue was just here, not recognizing the discovered attack of coming in, infiltrating, having the knight so close, and then you have a lot of threats going on. Pretty simple thing to have avoided, I think. But in my mind, I thought at the time that just going for the queen trade made a lot of sense, and I didn't recognize any kind of threat of a discovered attack. I was looking over like here and stuff and didn't see that as a threat, but just the threat of the infiltration with the threat of the rook against the queen was the discovered attack. That was enough of a discovered attack to have like two serious threats going at once, and I didn't recognize that. So that's the main thing. Okay, that was pretty short. I think I will play a second game and let's see what happens. We're down to 1248, so still almost 1250. All right, we're up. We got black again, and we're up against a 1239, and it looks like, is he going? I don't know. I don't see this very often. I'm just gonna play d5. So this is like the Queen's Indian for white, I guess. So I can't play here right away. Should I play here? I don't know. Let's just play like the Slav setup that I normally go for, because not totally sure. I don't want to play something crazy. And let's get our bishop out. Where do we want the bishop? We want it here. Here. If he kicks us, go back. I think bishop just here probably for now. Because then we get it connected so everything is, nothing is hanging. Okay, connect it. Okay, so what does pushing the pawn there do? I'm not sure. Not sure what he's going for. Let's just, I think I'm just going to play c5 like I do a lot of times, like in the Caro or I think sometimes in the Slav, and just try to take up more space and then make that room for the knight to jump in. Like, yeah, I don't think there's any threat here. I could just take for now. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play c5. And then I probably want to get this knight here so that I'm free to develop the dark square bishop, because right now it's the only thing guarding the pawn on g7. So if I get the knight here, yeah, dark square bishop can come out. This bishop is not looking at anything too important. Okay, do I want to take? Take, he takes. Knight can come with tempo. That probably makes sense to do. Win one tempo. And yeah, let's do it. I guess he might take with the queen, but still, same thing. Okay, and he can't take here, because then he just loses the queen. Is there any reason to give a check? Check. He can block with a couple different things, so I don't think that does anything. Also, I notice actually that this pawn is hanging because he took with his queen. So if I do play knight c6 first, queen moves, he'll probably come back and defend the pawn. So the other option is I just capture the pawn right away. Or queen, no, not the queen, because then he brings the bishop out. And then I have to move the queen. So I'm almost thinking of just taking the pawn. Does he have a threat with the queen here? He could check. I could block. I don't think it's too threatening. Could try to attack this pawn, but my queen can always guard it. Could also block with the queen. So I think I can get away with taking the free pawn. Hopefully, yeah, I think as long as I can block any checks, and this is still guarded by the dark square bishop, I think I'll just take the free pawn. Wait, actually, there's no fork against the bishop, right? Yeah, he can't check me while forking the bishop. That would be bad. Alright, I'm gonna take it. And then I probably will get the knight out and bring the bishop back. If I can do those two things. Okay, interesting. It's kind of a weird move. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just bring the knight out with the tempo and the queen, if I want. Wait, can I just take? Can I take here, he takes, then I take, or if I take, so that would win a piece, but I think he would probably go, I take, he takes, and then I don't think I win a piece in that case. My bishop can come back, and then, but then he could take again. Yeah, that would be bad. So I think I'm going to go with tempo on the queen first, and then probably just take this. His knight will develop. Alright, let's try that. Seems like there almost could be potential for tactics, but I don't think it quite works because he can take first if I take the knight, and then I don't think that I get anything. Oh wait, you know what? I just had this, didn't... Wait. Take? No, he still takes. If I give check, the bishop comes down. No, but then I have two attackers, so maybe the check did work. Yeah, the check might have actually worked. Yeah, I knew there was some kind of tactical potential from this weird move. I'm not totally sure that it works, but I think it probably does. But I didn't catch it in time. Let's see what he plays, though. Because if I go here, yeah, I have two attackers right away, so... Okay, attacks the bishop. Now I don't have the check. I do have this. Then he takes... No. That doesn't work because he has two attackers there. I take... Again, I take, he takes. And then I have to take with the king, which I don't want to do. So I think I'm just going to drop. Actually, I think I can just take here first, right? And then if he takes here, I drop back. And if he takes here, then I drop back with this one. So I think that makes the most sense. Wait, is there still going to be potentially a tactic if I take here, if he takes back like that? Maybe there could still be something where if the knight ends up here, where I could check the king and then take the knight with a fork. I think either way, I'm just going to take here first. And then he can pick which bishop, I guess, that he wants to take, and the other one I'll retreat. Okay, he takes that one. I retreat the other. I like that the knight's on the edge there, because then maybe there could be that potential if the queen were to move or something. And then I think, yeah, bishop just probably coming back here. Uh, Knight can't go here, knight can't go here. I'm not sure what he's threatening. I think I'll just kick him because I don't really want the knight being this close, although I still like the fact that we almost have this tactic if the queen moves. So I don't know if I do kick him, I might give up that tactical potential that he could forget about. But if I don't kick him, you never know if this could end up being a threat later on. So I think maybe the safer thing to do is to kick him, unless I can immediately move the queen somehow, and then go for that right away. Could also go for that and just take the trade. No, because then he can take care at the end, I think, or like come in with check and then take the rook at the end of that. So instead, I'll either kick him or just develop this knight maybe. This knight here and then here. Bishop takes. Ooh, if the bishop takes, I can almost get the rook, but then the knight can come in and block. Then if I take, then his king has no cover. Okay, I think I'm just going to kick the knight. I think I'd rather just get the knight out here, because the knight being close by last time, the knight and the queen combo is what messed me up in the last game, so. Okay, knight comes back, let's just trade. And yeah, that sounds good. Getting a trade since we're up a pawn, our position is a little bit better. Now I have the check, and he could block it, and then we could trade the queens. Otherwise, he'll have to move. He is threatening this. So if I go here... Oh wait, he could push the pawn, actually. And then I move. Then he takes here, so that's going to be an issue. So let's just bring the knight up, instead of going for anything like that. Right here. Here. I could just take, so I need to make sure the bishop doesn't end up getting trapped. That comes out, and then I'll prepare to castle. He has check, but I can block like that or with the queen. And his light square bishop, which is the only one left, is not really doing too much as long as this pawn chain is here. Now that this pawn is covered by the knight, I am potentially wanting to do this. Although if he does push the pawn, I just have to go back, so I'm not sure if I will. I think I'll just prioritize castling. His knight can't develop here, it can develop here. Okay, he's attacking the pawn. He's attacking the pawn and cutting off my ability to castle. So I think probably, do I want to push it to guard it, or do I want to maybe guard it with this? Or probably just go here to guard, because then also maybe I can try to get the trade, kick him away. Can't go here yet to force the queen trade, because I don't have anything guarding that. So yeah, I think here, or wait, why would I go here and then there? I think I could just go here right away. I was gonna go here for some reason and then over, like as if I couldn't just go straight to this square from the beginning. I don't know what I was thinking there. Yeah, I think I'm good to just go over right away. If he checks, I'll block. He can't check there. Okay, there we go. Off for the queen trade. Get it. Now we're up a pawn, and we have a little bit of a better position. Now I could go here right away and kind of pin the knight to the bishop. I think I'd like that. Otherwise I could go the knight here. Is that threatening anything? I'm not sure. I think I like this. Immediately pin the knight. Unless the knight can jump in a way that threatens. No, he doesn't have check. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and play that. Oh, okay, that works. Just castle and then it's guarded. And I'm fine if he moves it though and then we trade. And I'm up a pawn, so yeah, we'll take trades if we get them. I could go here right now and also be threatening This little fork. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. Maybe let's just take the open file first, though. If the knight hops away, we'll just trade. Is he threatening anything over there? No, I don't think so. Okay, so take the open file. Okay, and then I think I'll go here. Again, need to make sure. So is this a threat? That could be an issue if he goes here. And then I take, then he takes this pawn. I think I'll just play here first to prevent the knight from hopping that way. I don't want him to have this outpost either, though. Here, here, here. Rook moves. Alright, I'm going to play this. Just to guard this pawn and also prevent him from ever hopping into the square. I'm not sure if it would matter, but I feel like I want this pawn guarded anyway. Okay, the knight does hop into there. Let's go ahead and take the trade. Knight's not threatening anything. Okay, and then I can go here and threaten to win the rook. Oh no, I can't because the knight can just take. Go here. Threaten that. I'm not sure if that does anything. Yeah, I want to go here. Maybe I'll push the pawn again to try to do that. But then he'll just trade and then the pawn will just be doubled for kind of no reason. So I think I will just move the knight and I'll prepare to be able to push the pawn to kick the knight. To kick his knight. Alright, my knight moves. His knight could be kicked. Can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. He'll have to go back, or he could go here if I kick him. Oh yeah, that would be a fork on the rook and the king. So we'd have to prevent that first. Yeah, I need to just get rid of this knight. That's... Oh, well he moved anyway. I guess he didn't want me to play that. Maybe he was scared of that. Although I think he had the fork if I did it, so... I'm not sure why he moved exactly. Because I really did not want the knight to be there, so... Now I could play this anyway. Just to go ahead and prevent him from coming back there at all. And is he threatening anything else with the knight? No, I don't think so. I also might go here to try to double the rooks, and if he takes, then we just take back with the pawn, and then we just connect it to these pawns here. That seems good as well. So let's see. Do I want to do that, or do I want to do this? Yeah, I don't want him coming back there, so I think I'll just do this first. Then I want to do that afterwards. Anything else I can do with the knight? I don't think so. Yeah, let's go here. I guess he could go here to attack the rook. If he does that, I could probably go here and attack the pawn and get him to trade. Then I take back with the knight, but then he comes with the rook, with tempo on the knight. Okay, no, instead he pushes this pawn. I'm going to go ahead and double up. Anything with the pawns I can do? I guess I could attack them here, then he trades like that, the knight gets kicked. Let's just double up before anything else. Anything fancy. Especially because this rook hasn't done anything, it's just looking at a pawn that's already guarded. And I have this to attack that rook, but I don't think it attacks anything else really. He'd probably just move it here. Could hop here, attack that rook. Doesn't fork anything though. I want some forks to show themselves here. Go here to attack that. He could push it. We're not threatening to win anything because he has these two defenders, the knight and the rook, but I think I'll happily just trade those off, put his knight back here, and then we're up a pawn and we can just try to convert our one pawn advantage. Okay, so he takes, and actually, do I want to take with the rook? Yeah, I think let's take with the rook, because if I take with the pawn, then we lose the open file. And then probably just focus on king activity. Bring the king in this way. I can attack this pawn. He can't defend it with... No, he can defend it with the king like that. But the knight's cutting off this square. I think I might go for this to attack that pawn. He could push it. But then the pawns are just kind of locked up over here. And then my king is closer, so maybe I can use that to come in and try to attack them. I could go here. What does that do? That just gives me a check. Now also I can attack the knight, and it has to move. Where is it going to move? It can't go here. He can go here. I can kick him. He can't go here. He can go here. I'll attack the pawns first. Or no, actually let's attack the knight, and the knight moves, and then I just take that pawn actually. That's probably the simplest thing to go for. If I give check here, he can block or he can move. He can block like that. Oh wait, no, actually I have the knight looking, so check here. I think he would just move, probably come down. And I don't know, actually, no, that doesn't work. Not quite. Oh, actually I would have this fork if he came down. So if he goes there, I fork if he comes down. So he might come down on the corner here, then I wouldn't have the fork. But then my king would be so much more centralized. So maybe I will give the check, see what he does, and then drop back to attack the knight. Well, if he comes here, then... Actually, let's just attack the knight first, because I want to instantly like win that pawn if I can. So here... Actually, yeah, if he goes here, I'll just take. Take, and then I take here. Oh, he just guarded it with the rook. Okay, makes sense. In that case, I might go ahead and give this check. I can't. I mean, the rook is now tied to the knight guarding it, so I like that. If I could just use my king to walk over, but I don't have a real good way to walk over because the knight cuts off these squares. If I could do that, that would be nice. Take. There's no like fork after that, right? No, I don't think so. The other option is I go here and attack this one. If he pushes it, I can attack the other one. I think I'm just going to give the check. And then maybe go over here. Okay, so he does come down around that way, but actually, so he did give me the fork, but the knight will take it. So we could just trade the knights. Although, do I want to do that? Here, here, here. And his rook can take the open file. I'll come over. Not sure if I do want to do it. Otherwise, I could go here actually and trade the rooks that way. Have the knight on this side. I think I prefer that maybe. Get rid of the rooks right away rather than the knights. And if he moves the rook, then I can just take the knight, I think. Okay, let's try that way. Hopefully that's all good. I think it is. It's guarded here. Then I'm just going to use my king to try to come up into the center and try to go get some pawns. His king's all the way on the edge. Although where his knight is, it is pretty restricted for my king. His king can come here, but he can't. Well, he can come down on these light squares to attack that. But if he tries to... Okay, he's coming back around. Can't go here. Let's go up first with the king. Can I do this? If I push... I'm threatening to take, so he needs to take or push. If he takes, I take. Then his knight's guarding. Okay, I think I'm going to save those moves. I think I'll go here and attack this pawn maybe. And then I can come... Where can I come? Come here, attack this one. Actually, no, let's do the king first. I think king coming in is actually the most important. It's more urgent than hopping the knight around. Do I want to go here at all? No, I don't think that's good. Because then I can't come back anywhere. Okay, I have this check, but I don't know if I need to play that. Here. How do I get my king up through here? Here. Take, take. I don't know how to get my king. I need to get him through here. I need to just trade the knights. If I could get... No, but I can't get my knight to one of the squares where I could trade it. So I'm kind of like stuck. I don't know how to get the knights traded off. Check. He comes over. Check. Oh, actually, if he comes over there, I could fork one of the pawns. Okay, let's just give the check. And if he does go that way, we fork one of the pawns. Okay, he goes that way. Seems okay to me. I have another check, but that doesn't fork it. So now I think I want to just bring the king here. So then we're preparing to maybe push the pawn and bring the king up on the light squares here. That should work. I like that we still have this cut off. And if he does go here, we have this cut off because we'll just trade it and then win a pawn. So his knight, although it's kind of cutting my king off a little bit, it can't do much else, I think, for now. And then I can use my king to come in on the light squares instead of these dark squares that are cut off. Oh, so he does move the knight. Okay, does that give me an opportunity to check? Does that do anything? Not really. Don't think. I could go here. Here to attack. Okay, let's just play here. And just open this up for my king regardless. I think that's what I want to stick with. If I go here, he's guarding it and it doesn't attack anything else. If I go here, it's check, but then I could try to come here, maybe get the trade, get a pass pawn. But he might hop away. Actually, I do like that if I could do that. Check. King moves. Come down here. Maybe the knight moves. If the knight does move, I'm not sure. If he hops back there, I'm not sure what I would do. So yeah, let's just go here. And then we still have that check if we want to play it after. Oh, he locks that up. Okay, I guess that makes total sense. But I think I can bring the king back and push this pawn and come in this way now. Maybe. How can I just attack this pawn though? Here with check. This pawn is like really hard to get to. Here. I don't even know how to get to it. Can I push this? Push this. If he takes, we take. Maybe I just push this right away. Turn it up that way. Here. Okay, now I'm just going to give it a check. With only a one pawn advantage, it can be kind of tricky to find how to break this open and convert it. And they don't have any pass pawns. It's just a bunch of pawns all looking at each other. I want to try to get the knight trade, but I don't think, you know, he's not going to accept the knight trade. If he did accept the knight trade, it would give me a pass pawn immediately, and I think the position would be looking really good. So yeah, he hops away, and I think I'm going to go here. But then if he comes here, how do I defend that pawn? Then that becomes tricky. So I don't even know if I can go there. Here. Oh wait, actually I can just play this right now, right? Because I have the knight here. Okay, I'm gonna play that. Have these two. If the knight comes over here, I can guard by coming down, although I don't like that. Here, yeah, I keep having a lot of trouble rerouting the knight to the proper squares because I want to make it so the knight could either attack the square and trade it off if he tries to go there, or defend the pawn over there, but I don't see a way for it to do that. Like, that doesn't do it, this doesn't do it. It looks like it would take a bunch of moves here. Yeah, I don't see how it, I mean, I think I could do it in like 3 moves, but that's just too many. Okay, interesting. So, but now I can just fork the knight. Can't do anything like that. He's in check. So, okay, I think he just completely blundered, and now we're gonna win. It was gonna be tricky. I think I was maybe gonna be able to convert this one pawn advantage, but there's a good chance it could have ended up in a draw. But I think we're good now. Yeah. Okay, we're good. He blundered that fork, luckily, and now I'm right back to 1256. So we lost one, won one. We're back to the same elo. The first one was pretty bad. It was a very quick loss. This one, I feel like I missed a lot of stuff as well. Let's see what the game review says here. Oh wait, did my game review not show up the first time? Game review. Okay, game review's on. I'll have to check if it showed up in the first one because it wasn't showing up right now. And all right, I had 83.8 accuracy. Okay, that's not too bad. I thought maybe it would be worse, but it's actually pretty decent. He had 78.8, and I had one miss, and neither of us had a blunder. It looks like 1800 game rating. He had 1600 game rating, and a couple mistakes, couple inaccuracies. Pretty even game overall. Nothing too crazy happened in that one until he blundered at the end. Let's go through these moves. So it didn't like the bishop to f5. It actually did want it on g4. Strengthen control over the center. It says I decided to just go with what I thought was the more safe one, so I don't think it's a big deal, but slight inaccuracy, I guess. All right, that was a mistake. That was bad. Taking the pawn was bad. It did prefer tempo on the queen first, but I thought he would just go back and then I wouldn't be able to get the pawn. So, and I didn't see. I've been trying not to pawn hunt as often, but if I really don't see any other weaknesses, I do still do it. And I didn't see any other threats or weaknesses, so I thought it might as well go for it. But it did not prefer that. Let's see what happens though. So here he goes back, he guards the pawn. We don't pawn hunt, and then okay, then maybe we try to strengthen our attack against the pawn. But yeah, he can block with the knight. Knight comes out. Dang, I have a -2 almost advantage in this position. That's kind of crazy to me because I didn't win the pawn, and the position doesn't. I mean, my position looks better, but it doesn't look that much better to me. But apparently, it's much better just from doing that. I mean, I do have the extra tempo, the extra development from the queen taking, so that was good. So yeah, once again, going for the pawn was not the right way to go. It was inaccurate, although I still have a nice advantage after doing that. That was inaccurate too. Oh, it wants the queen to come out and attack the rook. That was not on my radar. Queen comes out and attacks the rook. What happens actually after I do that? Queen attacks the rook. He takes here. I really didn't want him to take here. That just seemed unpleasant of having him take here and having to take back with the king. Or otherwise he takes here and then can win the rook. Actually, no, he can't take here because the queen came up. Never mind. So in this case, I actually prevent that. Then we take the rook. Wait, then he still takes here? He still takes there. I come back, take here, then he takes here. So we're up +2 after that. Okay, that was kind of a complicated exchange. Would have been hard to see that accurately. So instead I just went ahead and took here right away. We're still okay, like we still have a big advantage, so it's not like we are losing anything, but it wasn't accurate. It wasn't as good as what we could have played. And we get another trade, and then here we're just getting good development, a bunch of trades, and we're up a pawn. Even though we're up just 1 on the material, we have a -2.5 almost advantage, so that's pretty nice. Get the open file, so that was good, pushing this to, I guess, to cut this off and defend that pawn. It did want the knight to actually come out here first and threaten this fork immediately, but I think I was slightly worried about his knight coming over. Double attacking that. Okay, no, that's just a mistake apparently. Take here. Oh yeah, then I get the, okay, because then I can force that fork. Yeah, I actually missed that. So that would not have been good for him to do. Okay, 2.5 advantage still. We're playing mostly the best moves here. That was a miss. Let's see what that did. So that went from a 3.9 advantage to 1.8. I mean, the whole game I had a good advantage though, but it looks like at the very end, just looking by the graph real quick, at the very end, he almost equalized it. So I do want to see what I did where I missed coming up here at the end, where he almost equalized. I mean, this I still have a good advantage even after this miss. And it wanted me to do what? To win a pawn through an eventual fork, which was by pushing this pawn. push this pawn. He pushes. Okay, this is complicated for me. This kind of pawn structure, 4 pawns looking at each other. This was not something that was on my radar at all. And then where even is the fork? Apparently I have a huge advantage now. He pushes here. Come up. The fork I don't think has still hasn't happened. Yeah, I'm still only at +1. Then I come here. Then he takes. I'm just trying to see where the fork happened. Okay, the fork is just never happening apparently. It's taking way too long, so let me go back. And I'm just gonna not worry too much about missing that move because that whole sequence was kind of confusing. And instead we just went for a trade, but we did lose some of our advantage there. It wanted me to go ahead and check him again right away here. Still have a 2.3 advantage. This was my mistake. Yeah, for some reason I thought he was going to trade. I forgot he could just push there, and I didn't realize that it would really tie me up. So this is where he almost starts equalizing by preventing my king from coming in, which was going to be a huge part of my advantage. Because I'm up a pawn, and if I could have got my king up here, it would have been like over, I think, very quickly. And yeah, so that makes sense why that was such a big mistake. And it preferred again going for the check first. Let me see, does this check lead to something right away? Come back here. King comes up. Then it wants this. What's the difference though? He pushes. Then I push this way and sack a pawn. I guess I'm guaranteed to get it back. He doesn't have a way to guard it. Okay, well that's pretty clever. And then that gets our king in there. So yeah, I had a lot of trouble actually figuring out how to open this up. Let me go back to where we were. Here, yeah, that was the mistake. That was best with the check. Coming here was inaccurate. He moved. Yeah, actually, I kind of regretted this because after he got here, I was a little worried about him coming into here. And then my king was going to be tied to this pawn. I might have to go... Actually, wait. I wouldn't even be able to go down because he would be guarding the square. So this is where it almost... This was like where he almost was completely equal. And it didn't want him to play there, though. But I want to know if he did play there. Oh, then I could go there because the pawn can't take. I really hope I would have seen that. Because if he played here and I didn't see that, let me see what would have happened if I didn't see that. So let's say I played, I don't know what else I would have played. Maybe this to just open it up over on this side. But once he takes here, like that's going to be really difficult. Leads to losing a pawn. Yeah, because I lose this pawn. So I think I had to find that tactic. Yeah, white is winning now. White's winning. Let me see if I played any random move. That's a mistake. Now it's completely equal. So I had to find this tactic if he jumped into here. I'm glad he didn't because I don't know for sure that I would have realized. I might have. I feel like it's 50-50 if I would have seen that actually. And if I didn't, we might have drawn or he could have even won maybe. Because yeah, once he hopped back here and I realized he had this square, I was kind of regretting it already, seeing it would be really hard to defend that pawn. And if the pawn was lost, then he has a passed pawn that's really close to promotion. So luckily he didn't play that, and instead he just blundered this fork, and then it was over. But right before this move where he blundered, he had basically equalized. So I definitely should have done a couple things differently. Probably the first thing was not letting him lock the position up and prevent my king from coming in. And then the second thing was realizing the danger of this square, which luckily he didn't go for before I opened it up to him. But aside from that, there wasn't too much else to look at. Okay, I think I'm going to call it there. And let me see. Yeah, so we're back to 1256, which is right where I started on today, but we're still above 1250, so I'm happy with that. And this has been day 104. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on day 105.